It's like either you're up all night watching it and you can't get anything done during the day, or you just wake up and find out who's winning.
Butchie told the great story this week about he has good memories and bad memories of the British Open. Because when he blew out his patellar tendon in the NBA, he had surgery the day before. So he said, I had 45 staples in my knee. I can't sleep.
Yeah.
And this thing comes out at midnight. So he watches it. And then I flash back to, and again, we all have injuries that somehow relate to things. Was it when the Winter Olympics were in Seoul, South Korea? The USA women's hockey team, I believe, won the gold medal.
Okay.
And I was on, this is how it fits to the show. I was out on our lake house at that time, and my son was ice fishing. And he said, Dad, come out and check out my tip-ups. Well, I was blowing snow in the front of the house, and I didn't put my spikes on.
Okay.
And the lake had about maybe 3 to 4 inches of snow on it, right? And so I went from the shoreline and I stepped off onto the lake. Well, the water had come up and it had frozen, covered with snow. I didn't see it. Next thing I know, I'm going blank over tea kettle, as my dad used to say. And I landed flat on my back. I ended up breaking 2 ribs.
No.
Oh, yeah. Broke 2 ribs. And actually breaking the ribs were more painful than when I broke my ankle, believe it or not. The ribs are just...
Because then you can't breathe.
Oh, if you've broken ribs, you know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
So for about 2 straight weeks, it was me and our dog, and my wife had one of those chaise lounges.
Yeah.
So I can't sleep. And so I watched a lot of Olympic hockey from Seoul, South Korea at 1:30, 2:30 in the morning live, right? And later in the day, my wife would say, well, let's watch them tonight. I'm like, no, honey, I know what happened. I was up at 2:30.
I can give you the recap in advance if you'd like.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Boy, after the last 2 weeks or the last week or so, doesn't ice on the lake sound really nice after 95-degree weather?
Yeah.
Like...
But you know what? I was in Green Bay this week. And as we get set for Packers, we're going to start broadcasting live from practice beginning on Monday with the guys from 9 to noon. And it was breezy. It was about 69 degrees. We're standing on Nitschke Field.
Yeah.
And I thought to myself, this is so Wisconsin. Because a week prior, you couldn't have stood out there because it was hotter than blazes.
Yeah. Well, remember training camp last year when we were all up there?
Oh, that's right. Yeah,
and it was like the hottest day of the year. I mean, and there's no shade really there.
No, there's no shade.
Because as the morning progresses, the sun comes up, and until it gets to the other side of the building there.
Unless you're Doug Russell, who wears a big floppy hat.
Yeah.
You wear a big floppy hat like Doug, then you're all set.
Yeah, if you weren't wearing a hat that day, you were cooked.
No, you were baked.
So
you were baked. There's no doubt about that.
Kind of like my wife and I have been for the last week because we have no air.
What?
Yeah. So we...
So let me guess. You paid all that money for the truck. Now you can't pay for the bill, the AC bill.
No. So we actually have a home warranty. So that's fine. And as I've griped to my mom about it, my mom was our agent and helped us with the home warranty and all that. So as I've griped to my mom and as she's told me, having a home warranty is the financially smart thing to do. Mm-hmm. It's not the expedited way to get things fixed. So a guy comes out so it goes down on Friday. We call, we submit a claim right away. It takes them until Tuesday afternoon to get out there. The guy comes out. And when I have techs come to the house, and this is going to be very ageist of me,
right?
I like to have a guy that's like 55 years old. Why? Because they've seen everything and they've fixed everything.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
You're
so
right.
this guy comes out. I mean, I'm 38, so it's not like I'm that wise or I'm that old that I've fixed a lot of different things and all that. But this guy was probably 30 years old, and I just kept thinking to myself, all right, he's going to be able to fix it. It's going to be a simple fix. It's probably just the capacitor, whatever. Well, after an hour of messing around, running to the hardware store, getting new fuses, doing all of that stuff, now our circuit breaker won't stay on in the basement. So now we have to have an electrician come out.
And she's looking at you like, fix this now.
Well, and that's just it. So I don't know if you have a home warranty or if you've ever had to deal with this, but it's $100 deductible.
Yep.
And then they just fix it for you.
Mm-hmm.
But you're at the mercy of the HVAC guy comes out. Okay, it's Tuesday. Well, then it's Thursday, and I'm trying to coordinate an electrician to come out. Then after the electrician comes out, then I've got to have the HVAC guy come back out. So it could be 2 weeks until we get this thing actually wrapped up. So as the honey-do list grows and we have 100 pieces of a pergola sitting in the backyard.
Okay.
So far, I have the 4 pillars assembled and 2 trellis beams assembled, and that's it because there's no relief for us right now. My relief is either coming to the office and working or doing tailgate talk or sitting in my truck. So right now, the truck investment has paid off the best because it's my most refreshing part of my day is sitting with the max AC on.
I was going to say, I have 2 words for you. Box fan.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So we've actually, and I've got like a little bit of congestion going on because I think we've gone through like 25 or 30 degree temperature swings in the house.
Right.
Because we just sleep with the windows open now. And it's actually, this week was much better than over the weekend. But we've had it up to 87 degrees in the house. And by the time we wake up in the morning, it's 64 degrees. So we've had these like major temperature swings, and my body's just all out of whack. So I'm happy to be here where it's 71 degrees or 70 degrees throughout the entire office, and I can just kind of think about what's it going to be like when I get home and how warm will it be.
Well, and here's the thing: as we've aged, I don't even know so much of age has anything to do with it, but we've gotten soft.
Yeah.
And what I mean by this is that I grew up in a farmhouse in western Wisconsin. We didn't have AC.
Yeah. We got home from work the other day. God,
I sound old. We didn't have AC.
Yeah.
And you know what? When the school bus didn't come, Eric, we walked through 8 feet of snow, and it didn't bother because we were tough back then. We were men. We were tough.
Well, we've just got it like I said, there were days where it was up into the mid 80s in the house when we'd get home. Well, the other day, I think it was Wednesday when we got home, it was like 72 degrees, and we're like, oh, this is actually really nice. There's a little breeze blowing through the house, and it's actually like
Wednesday night, my wife is laying on the couch, and she says, hand me a blanket. And I said, what? She goes, I'm cold. And we had opened all the windows in the house and everything else.
So nice.
And she's like, I'm cold.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yes, it's good to be cold.
It feels
because
good
we had last weekend, at this time a week ago, we were busy with family up north at a cabin for the weekend. That's why there was no show last week.
Yeah.
And it was so warm, hot, with thunderstorms.
Right.
And the thing about it was, late in the day, we rented a house up on a Petenwell.
Oh, yeah.
Petenwell Lake.
Nice.
Beautiful, beautiful lake. My wife and I went, with some friends, we went kayaking Saturday morning. Great. Just a beautiful. That lake is huge.
It's massive.
Is it like 20? Does it sound? If I'm going to say a number here, I thought someone told me last weekend it's 23,000 acres. Does that sound right? It's not miles, but I think it's like 23,000 square acres.
Let's see.
Is that
23,173?
So I was off by 173.
Pretty dang good.
That thing is freaking huge.
Yeah.
Huge.
Yeah.
Anyway, so the place we rented had a beautiful, big front porch on it. About 4:30, 5 o'clock on Saturday. And we had a view on the backside of the house of the lake. Is there anything better to have a storm come rolling in and you could see it coming in over the lake? And I'm a front porch guy or a garage guy when storms happen.
Yeah.
And so I grabbed my wife and I said, we're going out to the front porch because we don't have a front porch in the house. And it was glorious. Sitting there for about 40 minutes and just watching this rain pound down, little flashes of lightning.
Yeah.
I love that stuff. Love it.
Yeah, it's so cool being, you see a lot of this too, because it's like, whatever we get, you're getting before we do, as all these storms move from west to east. And with the outlot, the way that our subdivision is set up, it kind of feels like that, where it's a nice big open area and you can see the storms rolling in from a distance. And it's been so nice just to see that, because especially with as hot as it's been, because whenever the storms come in, we know that it's cooling off 10 degrees. So we're like, bring it on. Bring it on, baby.
So when we were just some downtime during the wet part of our weekend, one of my favorite fishing websites is the lake-link.
Oh, yeah.
lakelink.com. So I'm just scrolling through just to see because we were planning on doing some fishing and some other things if there's an update. So I stumbled across on the Lake Link site, and maybe you're aware of this, but they have a lost and found section.
Oh, this has got to be good. Because that's like one of those really old school, it's not a super modern website, right?
No. And so I'm just kind of thumbing through this. Here's one of them. Stowaway tackle box found on CS about a mile east of Thirsty Moose on Lake Wisconsin, Sunday the 14th. Call Dave at blank, blank, blank. Here's another one. Buddy left his net at a dam in Stevens Point, went back for it, and it was gone. Doesn't say which dam it was, just a dam in Stevens Point. It's a 40-inch collapsible fraybill, nylon bag. There was a slight bend at the top. Had it for 30 years. Tough way to lose it. Here's another one. Turk says, lost an ATV panel on, I believe, Highway 29 between Pulaski and Bondul. Took a ride looking for it, but no luck. Reward if you can find it. Message me. Wow. I'm going through these. They're hilarious. Found an item on Big Cedar Lake. If you've lost something in Big Cedar Lake, message me with your name and phone number and what you lost so I can get it back to its rightful owner. Doesn't tell you what you lost.
Oh, yeah.
You might have lost your heart.
Yeah.
You might have lost, your mind. You might have lost whatever, but you lost it on Big Cedar Lake. Yeah.
Well, that's pretty open-ended.
Mm-hmm.
Usually it's like, oh, fishing pole lost or fishing pole found. Tell me what it looks like, and I'll make sure to get it back to you. Like, not even any ballpark of what it could be.
Here's another one. This is the final one from Scooter J. I was leaving Lazy Lake and Fall River tonight. Found a bucket. If it's yours, tell me what's in it, and I'll get it back to you.
Okay, we're a little more in the ballpark here. That's great.
Depends what it's a bucket of. So there you go.
I love this.
I love this old stuff.
I pulled the website up, and there's a trending discussions panel on the side. Okay, so this is Lake Link, where it's all about fishing. Yeah. Trending discussions. Green Bay Packers, of course, season's about to start. Vegetable garden. What's for dinner? Time to talk Brewers. COVID, is this still relevant? Cool-looking bugs and other creepy crawly things. Chicago Bears. And then the last one is titled Countdown to Go Time Part 2. So I think what's for dinner is the only thing even relevant to fishing.
I thought that was beef.
Yeah.
That's what Sam Elliott told us, right?
Oh,
beef.
Man.
It's what's for dinner.
Yeah.
So I'm going to close this segment with one more for you. Ready? This is from the, again, lost and found category at lake.link or lake-link.wisconsin.com. If you lost something valuable today at Governor Dodge, Cox Hollow Lake, you can pick it up at the park entrance visitor station if you can identify it. If you lost something valuable today, so let's play the game. What do you think they lost that's valuable? Was it their wallet? Was it their car keys? Was it their child? Was it a pet? Only you know.
Right.
And what's valuable to Eric may not be valuable to Tim, which I think this is why I find it hilarious to read this stuff.
Well, what's valuable? Is it
$50?
Is it $500? Is it $5,000?
Oh, I lost that 10. Oh, damn it! It was in my pants pocket. He's doing his baseball thing. That's what he's doing.
Yeah.
So he's not derelict in his duty today.
He is not.
No, he's busy doing baseball stuff.
Yeah, and we were kind of running around trying to get some things pulled together, and Wags is like, "Hey, we got to get out for stretching," and we're like, "All right, well, I guess we're
like, you stretch
out the vocal cords for you."
There are places now. I believe they're called stretch zones.
Yeah.
My niece in Florida, apparently, and I guess with the and again, maybe perception is not reality, but an older population in Florida, right? She's making a killing at one of these places. And I said, so what do they do? She goes, well, Uncle Tim, they come in and we stretch them out. I go, you stretch them out? She goes, yeah. She goes, you should try it sometime. I'm like, I don't know, Claire. Maybe I'll pass on that, but maybe someday, but not right now.
Yeah, isn't the stretch zone just your floor?
That's what I thought. I thought it was a mat.
Yeah.
I thought it was a mat.
I don't know.
Each and every week, this show is brought to you by some great broadcast partners. We would not be able to do what we do without their great help. By the way, Bunzels, remember you slipped us some stuff for our celebration a while back?
Yeah.
Pulled them out of the freezer. Threw them on the charcoal grill Tuesday night. Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
So did you do all of them, or did you do one or the other?
No, we did the was it the honey mustard ones?
The honey mustard ones.
We did.
I think we had like a Southwest.
Yeah, we did the honey mustard ones. Those are the ones we did.
Just so good.
Oh, and again, there's there's sneaky heat, I call it, on the back end of those. And my wife is not a person that likes heat at all. Does not. But when we had it the other night, she goes, "There's a little heat on this," and I go, "Yeah." I'm thinking, okay, that means more brats for me. And she goes, "No, I like that." So it was good. I mean, it even impressed Mrs. Red Hot, so she was happy about that. But no, Bunzels has been a great partner. And you know what? The grilling season, it's not even halfway over yet, because by the time you get into fall and you're tailgating and that type of stuff, these are the folks that are there to help you out, aren't they?
Yeah. And, is grilling season really ever over for us?
No.
I mean, it might peak or it might ebb and flow a little bit, but
I don't even know if it peaks.
Yeah.
Perhaps, maybe you could say like 4th of July weekend, something like that. Memorial or no, Labor Day weekend, maybe. But, I mean, I grill in the wintertime.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I actually enjoy doing that.
Yeah.
I think it's kind of fun. You don't even have to brush off the grill. You just light it up and it melts itself. I was actually in there this week. I had to drop something off for them. And, just looking around that place, it's amazing that, they always have people in there. They always have a full staff that it's not like you're ever waiting very long. So if you need to just run in and grab something as you're on the way to the Brewer Stadium or, on your way home or whatever that might be, they've got a ton of stuff available at the deli counter, but also at the meat counter, which, we talk about it all the time. They've got their meat deals, which we have talked about. And for July, the honey mustard cheddar brats are part of the meat deal this year.
Are they really?
Yeah.
Tell Drew that?
No, we got to let him know.
You got to let Drew know that.
Well, it's still early, so we still got some time.
They should just rename those brats to the Drew Olson.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the Drew. I mean, Drew and KB have branded everything from bourbon to pizzas to whatever. Why not do the Drew and KB
They're involved
brat?
with a lot of different things.
Yeah, they are. Mm-hmm.
So, but if you are looking at, doing something like having a bunch of cookouts, or if you anticipate that happening, they've got a bunch of actual just like barbecue deals, steak deals. I mean, a great way to just kind of stock up and have a number of different meals on hand, throw them in the freezer, pull them out whenever you're ready to cook. But Bunzels has been so great to us. And, of course, they always have the finest locally sourced meats. So you're getting good stuff. So it's awesome. Stop.
So they're a great partner of ours, of the Lake Country Dockhounds, who put on a fantastic night. We haven't talked about Zabe's movie night.
Yeah.
We were at a couple of weeks back. Awesome. The staff out there is amazing. And again, it's the team, as Wags will tell you, it's not their best season ever. But the atmosphere, the show they put on, it's just fun. I mean, the Dockhounds are unbelievable. And now we're hitting into the stretch run for those guys, too.
Yeah. And I'm honestly really happy for them, because I can't believe, we did the day game as a sales staff on Thursday last week.
Right.
And the stadium was still full, and it's cool because you see, we did the Baird Club or whatever upstairs, and it's nice because they actually have a really good business clientele, so a lot of people are taking clients there for day games. But families are there. Kids are out of school right now, so they always have, different things going on. They've got a whole, fun zone for the kids to go down the big slide. I thought our sales staff might go down the big slide, but we didn't. No, we didn't do that. We did take a group picture with Louie, the Dockhound. We recruited him to get into the picture. But, I mean, what a beautiful facility and just a great way to kind of take in a game.
Well, not only their promotions are outstanding, too. You had mentioned what happened when you were out there. Besides Zabe's movie night, it was kind of like yacht rock night.
Okay.
So everybody came in, got a Doc Hounds captain's hat.
Yeah.
Huge hit.
That's awesome.
Huge hit. So DocHounds.com, that's the website. Plenty of games coming up yet throughout the month, and check them out, DocHounds.com. But that's why we are Paul Wagner-less today on the program.
Yeah.
So you always prepare for this show.
Yeah.
You over prepare for this show. Me, you know me, I just show up, put on some headphones, and I wing it.
Yeah.
So what's going on? What do we need to talk about today?
Well, I think first and foremost, we got to talk about Deerfest.
Deerfest.
Which is happening. And I always love the weekend of Deerfest because it's kind of our rocket ship into the fall. Mm-hmm. Like we always think about Memorial Day.
It's kind of like training camp.
Yeah.
It's training camp for deer hunters, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah, there you go.
And, they continue to improve every year with everything that they have going on. And, again, it's this weekend, so it's currently happening at the Sunnyview Expo Center in Oshkosh. Tickets are available online, but you can also buy tickets at the door. And, they did some things a little bit different this year. I mean, they still have their, dachshund races. This morning, if you're listening to us as you're driving up, they've got a National Wild Turkey Foundation or Federation Turkey Calling Contest at 10 o'clock from 10 until 2. They've got a number of different seminars throughout the day. Hannah Barron, who's a big social media influencer for the outdoor industry, with DSG Outerwear is going to be there for a meet and greet from 11 until 12. And then, they've got an elk calling contest. They've got just a number of really, really cool things that they're doing. And they continue to improve this every year, where now that Casey and his team have taken this over, it's just a matter of time before they continue to expand this. They're going to be doing more things outside. They've got, again, another year full of things with a kids zone that if it's a family day or if it's, multiple generations that are going up there, or maybe it's grandparents and grandkids that want to take the day and run up there for something to do. There's so much that people are able to do. And this year I don't remember them doing this last year, but they actually have a kids shed hunt, which is pretty cool. So it's something different for kids to do outside of just they've got blow-up archery, a trout pond again, they've got bumper boats, and they've got other things. But that was one thing that I actually thought was really cool that I don't remember talking about last year, and that's something that they're going to be doing this year is a kids shed hunt.
So now how do they execute a kids shed hunt?
I don't know. I'm not sure.
You take screaming kids out in the woods and drop some sheds
I guess
and try to
that's
find
what
them.
they're doing. Yeah. So, and hopefully they're
Not all
really
kids are
nice size
screaming.
sheds that,
Yeah.
are easy to find and all of that. But they have a ton of vendors again this year. So and what I like about this, because, as we're getting into the end of July and a lot of people are starting to think about, what do we need to get for this year?
Right.
What did I write down on my list if you're really that organized of, hey, I need to buy more broadheads this year. Or, hey, I need to, buy new bottoms, or I need to buy, a new hat or pullover or whatever it is. They have so many great deals, and they've got a ton of different vendors that are there that if you need to pick up, a new jacket or pants and top combo, they're always running deals. And they have a ton of bows there, too, that you can shoot. And if I remember correctly, they did this last year as well. They're going to have a number of actual manufacturers there. So you can shoot a Matthews, a Hoyt, a PSE, and all of those. So you can actually feel and shoot these bows right there while you're on site. So if you are on the fence in between, a number of different manufacturers, it's a great way for you to be able to go there and actually shoot them, put them through the paces, and see which one you like. Because
it's like if you go to a golf show and you're going to drop several $100s on a driver.
Right.
You want to make sure it fits.
Yeah.
The length is right. The same type of deal.
Exactly. And, I'm a Matthews guy through and through, but I also tell everybody who is thinking about buying a bow, hey, if you're buying a flagship bow, they're all going to be really good.
Right.
So you just got to find the one that actually makes sense for you. And And then you can go to Buck Rub Archery and buy it.
There you go.
So that was my tie-in.
Buck Rub, a big sponsor here in this program, which we do appreciate. What are the dates in this again?
It started yesterday.
That's right. Yeah, it is.
So
I was thinking
Friday,
it was next
Saturday,
weekend,
Sunday.
but it's this weekend already. Yeah.
Yeah, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. You can find all the information. Super easy website, deerfest.com.
This is this Dan Durbin stuff?
It is not. So Dan is not
because we had
involved
someone
with
on
that.
talk about
yeah,
this,
Casey
right?
was on
That's
with
right,
us
Casey.
last year.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is Casey's second year that
Dan
he,
was involved in the ice fishing stuff,
correct.
right? That's
which
what it
was also at Sunnyview Expo Center.
That's why it was Sunnyview Expo Center.
Yeah. So this is the second year that they're going to be up there now, and it was at the Washington County Fair, which is super nice and convenient for me while I lived in Hartford.
Right.
Now it's at the Sunnyview Expo Center. But, yeah, and I think that it's a great way to go and kind of engage with people and hear what the staff from the brands, like, I mean, I keep seeing this Rec Broadheads, which is, a really big up-and-coming broadhead company.
Mm-hmm.
I see that here as the video kind of pans through, but it's a great way to actually go and talk with the team from those manufacturers and, find out what makes them different and why are people shooting them now and ask all those questions. So when you get to the fall, you can be super confident in your equipment and just know, hey, I'm as ready as I'm going to be. I just need to have Bullwinkle walk out in front of me.
Well, it's interesting you say that because we just wrapped up Amazon Prime Day.
Mm-hmm.
And, virtually anything you want to buy in the world is available on Amazon these days. But everything is the best. Everything is the latest.
Right.
So then you start looking at price. And because you haven't gone to a show, you haven't talked to the vendors, you haven't read up on it, you're like, oh, I need some new, I need some new arrows, or I need, some new blades, or I need something, right? What you fall back on is what you know, typically, right?
Yeah.
And that's why I think it's really important that you spend some time and a little money and go to these shows. Because, and what made me think about this when you were talking about the new arrows and the blades and stuff, you're like, this is an up-and-coming brand. I'm like, well, if I've been shooting the other ones for years and I haven't success, why should I switch?
Right. And I think that's something that I think about a lot, too, and I guess I've never posed the question, but for me, I think the outdoor industry is an industry where people are so loyal to the brands that they know and they love. Why do you shoot a Browning shotgun? Well, it's the shotguns that my dad has shot for his whole life.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's great, and that's why you've continued that on. But what happens when you get into duck season or upland, and maybe you want to shoot a Benelli?
Right.
Okay, well, how do you go about that, and what could that brand do, or how could that brand change your mind? Putting my sales hat on now and thinking about messaging, what do those brands have to do in order for you to change your mind? I don't honestly know, because I have been very loyal to the brands that I've had for as long as I've been hunting. I've never made a switch. And it's like, I always wonder what it is about influencers that have those products. What does the influencer have to do? Like, if your favorite guy in the outdoors is Mark Drury, okay, from Drury Outdoors, what does he need to say, or what does he need to do to prove to you that this product, A, is better than all of the rest of them and that you should switch to that?
Usually what it boils down to, doesn't it, is that you've got a buddy that uses it.
Yeah.
It's someone you know.
Yeah.
I mean, for example, like for me, for years and years, and I say this because we're watching the British Open this morning.
Yeah.
My clubs, golf clubs, were things that I probably started with a Walmart set. Okay. Then over the years, I picked up a sand wedge at a St. Vinny's, or I picked up a driver from a buddy who claimed it didn't work, or whatever.
Sure.
So I had this mishmash of clubs in my bag. I'm a bigger guy. And a lot of my friends who are in the golf industry said to me, you know what, you need to get fitted. You need to get some clubs. And then when I always look, and again, price, I looked at it and I went, I'm not going to spend that money. 2 years ago, I bought a brand new set of irons that are personally fitted to me. changed my game overnight.
Yeah.
So much so that I wish I would have done it 15 years ago.
Right.
Because I'm thinking about all the money I spent on balls and clubs and all this other stuff trying to fix my game and some lessons. And if I would have had the proper equipment, it would have changed,
You'd be much better.
I'd be a much better player than I am
years.
today, right? And I think sometimes, if you're going to invest that much time and money into this, and we'll focus on what we talk about with hunting and fishing and that type of stuff, it's okay to go out and seek some help. It's okay you should ask questions.
Right.
And we were up with, when we were doing that run with Timmy Allen, we were with the St. Croix Rod guys.
Right.
I don't know. I wouldn't, if I walked into I'll just say a Fleet Farm or a Farm and Fleet,
right.
went back to their outdoor department and needed a new pole, probably would have picked just one based upon price.
Right.
But after spending a day or that night with a St. Croix Rod guy, I know the next one I'm going to buy.
Right.
And people who fish on a regular basis will go, "You idiot, it's been one of the top rods forever."
Right.
But it took me to be with this guy that night.
Right.
And to convince me, I need to try a St. Croix rod.
Yeah. And I think that people just kind of get stuck in their ways too. I think that the leading example with that is just like, I'm doing whatever my dad has done.
Yeah.
Because that's what he's always done. I know he's been successful, and you just kind of go with that. And
we'll have the post-game show coming up after the Brewers and Twins later today here on
How about the national anthem fiasco?
Oh, stay away from that.
Oh, man, I just feel so bad.
And by the way, one more plug of stuff we're doing this weekend. Tomorrow, being Sunday, it's a Packer Prime Sunday. And after the 414 Sports Report fellows are done, I believe that this is the first time it has been played since it was aired live, the 2010 Super Bowl.
Oh.
Yes, at least on the radio side in the city of Milwaukee. So we are replaying the 2010 Super Bowl, the win over the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Nice.
Wayne Larrabee and the whole crew, Larry, on the call. But that'll begin at noon. It's Packer Prime right here, 97.3 The Game. And then next week, we start live from Packers training camp. We are broadcasting from Nitschke Field.
Wow.
Literally on the field.
That's so great.
Yeah, so we're excited about that. 9 to noon guys will be doing that, and then the following week, it's training camp week for us. We're all live. All the shows live from the house in Green Bay.
Wow.
It's
it's
you
like
gotta come hang out with us, man.
I feel like this year is like I just sent somebody something, I think it was Thursday or Friday of this week, and I'm like, oh my God, it's gonna be the end of July.
I know.
And where did July go? I was saying that about June. It's like this summer.
But you know what? You don't care because, one, you won't need air conditioning.
Right.
And two, you're in the woods again, man.
I know.
We are. The only downside, well, I'm sure there's been plenty of downsides to this, but for those of us who have been pelted, unfortunately, with an exorbitant amount of rain, the bugs this summer have been horrible.
Yeah.
They've been bad.
Very unpleasant.
Really, really, really bad. So, all right, final segment. What do you got? I know you got a few more stories you want to sneak in before we step out today.
Well, first, I just want to give a shout-out to Buck Rub. Wags will be very happy to find out that I have his 2 bolts.
You got his bolts.
Have been refletched, and so I popped in there, because I always talk about Summer League.
Right.
And you were saying with the storm, and we talked about that earlier, I feel for them because they have kind of like some undulation on their property, and they have this really, really beautiful outdoor course. Well, when I was in there on Wednesday, it's like just a day after we got probably 2 inches of rain again, they couldn't even get the trailer on the backside of the property where they set up the range because it was been so wet, they can't get the targets out. So me and my buddies, what we're going to do this year is we're just going to plan. We're going to say, hey, every Wednesday night, let's just go meet there, and we'll just go run through the outdoor course, and we'll just shoot out there. So the plan was, and I haven't confirmed this with the team over there yet, they were hoping to have the range open, the outdoor range open this weekend for the first time, but then, looking forward into the next couple weeks because, everybody wants to be outside and kind of shooting in the elements and getting out there and taking some of the longer shots. They've got like a 56-yard shot to wrap up the course. So now's the time. I mean, they were saying that they're starting to get busy. So if you are thinking about getting a new bow, one, get in there now. And two, if you need some service done on your bow, it's never too early to do that. Get your strings replaced, do some of that stuff, and make sure that you're all taken care of
and you want to do
in
it,
advance of the season.
And you want to do it now, because if you wait till, I'll wait when the season's almost here. Well, then they won't have time.
Right.
They'll have, it may take you a long time to get that bow back. So do it now when you're thinking about it.
By the way, 56 days until bow season.
There you go.
So, all right. So, last week or 2 weeks ago, we were talking about the dugout canoe that was
that they found in Madison.
Madison,
Lake Mendota, right?
And
or was it Monona? One of the two up there.
Yeah, I don't know.
It was either Monona or Mendota. One of the two.
A 44,000-year-old wolf discovered in Russian permafrost.
Okay.
It's just amazing. These people, they just keep digging and digging and digging, and then they just keep finding these things, and it's like, I don't know. It's the first complete wolf ever discovered from the Pleistocene, from the late Pleistocene era. It was a necropsy. I mean, I feel like that's like an autopsy for animals.
That's what it is. Yes.
Okay. Was performed afterwards, and I mean, they are like kind of blown away by this discovery, because teeth and everything are still all well intact with this animal. So it just must have died, and it was frozen so fast that everything was preserved. I mean, it looks mangy as all get out, but
what's going to happen.
Everything was still there.
Someone's going to try to pump it full of steroids and bring it back to life.
Yeah. His stomach had been preserved in an isolated form, no contaminants, so the task was not trivial. They were able to kind of obtain a snapshot of some of the things that were being digested by this animal when it died.
Right.
Finds of fossil animals, living bacteria can survive for thousands of years, which are kind of witnesses to those ancient times. So it helps them just gather all this information about kind of what was around then. But really just kind of amazing to know that, something 44,000 years old was completely preserved in its original form and still had all of those things going on in its intestines, that they're able to gather all this data on it.
That is crazy.
Yeah. So that's one story. I thought that was kind of interesting, just because we have, so many hot topics about wolves in the area. And then there was actually a record tiger trout caught in Idaho.
Okay.
It beat the previous record by almost a pound, and that record was standing for over a half a century.
Wow.
Yeah, they're saying here when records go down, it's usually by a couple of ounces, but that was not the case this time.
Did they check the fish for illegal weight?
Right. They did. Yes.
And
it was all good.
Oh, it was legal.
Yeah, so finally, kind of a bright spot in the fishing world.